Yo, what is up YouTube? My name is Nexxus, and in today's video we're going to be looking at how to make thumbnails like I usually make in my, standard videos. So, what we're going to be doing is a Photoshop tutorial, so if you guys don't have Photoshop already, you can go ahead and install a free trial, and it lasts for 7 days or a week. And so, let's just get started. So, the first thing you're going to do is go to File, Place Linked, and you're going to want to find whichever background you're going to use. I prefer to use, let's say... let's go to my Black Ops 3 backgrounds, and we've got one right here. So I'm going to be using this one with the Tempest, or with the Prophet. So we're going to do that, and then the first thing you're going to want to do is go down to this middle circle right here at the very bottom of this right side, and you're going to want to click on Exposure, and you're going to want to turn this exposure down to about... It depends on the picture really, because this one you can see that this little shadow in the corner is absorbing a lot. So I'd say about 0.5 or 0.05, and then right here for gamma correction about 0.75, and you're done with that. So next you're going to go back to this middle circle and then go to brightness and contrast. Go ahead and bring the brightness down to about -80, and then bring the contrast up to about 60. And as you can see, we're getting that dark color and dark tones without really destroying the detail in the picture. I mean, here and there's a little bit of detail that's being distorted, but overall it's pretty much the same picture. So the next thing you're gonna do is go to gradient map, and then right here you're gonna want to go to the black and white gradient and click on this white section, and this is where you customize your picture and go ahead and pick whichever color you like. I'm gonna go ahead and go with a pinkish purple, and go ahead and press OK, and then you're all good with that. So next thing you're gonna want to do is go to File, Place Linked, and then find whichever picture you're going to want to put in the bottom right corner. I'm going to use the Cuda submachine gun, so go ahead and press the move tool and then place, and you're going to want to put this like towards the corner to where you can still see it and it's still in the picture, but it's not too far over on the left, so that you can because you want to put text over here on the left, so you want it more towards this side. And so you're going to want to put another layer, put it under the Cuda, and then go to the brush tool and go to your foreground color and pick a purplish or whatever your background is. Go ahead and click the eyedropper tool and then go all the way up to your brightest color, and then press Control Alt, right click on your mouse and make this about 333 in diameter, and then go ahead and click behind to where you have a little bit of a darker stroke towards the gun, and then a lighter fade outside of the gun. So that looks pretty good. So the next thing you're gonna do is go to make another layer, put it above this, and then go to the Cuda, blending options, and then go to drop shadow. And here are the specs for the drop shadow. It's about 75 opacity, blend mode is multiply, and size about 40, spread about 15. You guys can edit the spread and stuff on your own, but for me, I have it like that. Outer glow, you're going to make it with the eyedropper. Go ahead and click on this inner color and then go all the way to the brightest. And then, sometimes you want to slide it up a little bit just to give it that standout tone. And then go ahead and click OK on that. And then go to blend mode and click on overlay down here, because as you can see, normal, it gives it a weird glow to it. Click on overlay and it kind of fades out these outer portions if your photo editing wasn't that good. So next you're going to go to gradient overlay, click on blend mode as overlay and make the gradient black to white, and then your opacity is 75%. So it kind of fades these colors together and makes it darker and nicer, and kind of gives it this standoutish tone to the weapon. And then for your inner glow, you're going to want to make it white, and then blend mode as overlay and opacity about 75. And you should be good for the blending effects on the Cuda. So next, with this new layer that you created, go ahead and go to stroke, and over here on the right side, go to linear dodge add, and then you can make this color a little darker. That's probably for the best. And then go ahead and add it onto the bottom of this gun. So really what you're going for here is a little bit of color onto your gun without, adding too much of extravagance to the outside of the background, or the background in general. Excuse me there, guys. Next thing we're going to do is go to So the next thing we're going to do is go to your brightness and contrast, go ahead and make your brightness lower to, I don't know, about negative 20-ish, and your contrast increased a good amount. And then do one more brightness and contrast, and this time you're going to put it right above your CUDA, right click and go to create clipping mask, and then go ahead and lower the brightness again and increase the contrast right to your liking. And then, get rid of that, and then next you're going to put another gradient map, and this time do another right click and then create clipping mask and make it black and white. And then over here on your opacity, bring it down to where you can still see a little bit of color on the gun. Like, as you can see, the storm camo right here, you can see a little bit, but make it overall like a darker tone so that that pink stands out on the outside of your gun. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is actually create the text. So we're done with all of that. We have the gun looking nicely. Next we're going to make some text, so we're going to go ahead and make sure it's caps lock. Make it caps lock if you're using this same font as me. Kenyan Coffee is really good for these kinds of, thumbnails. And there's the first layer. Next we're going to, just go ahead and put nuclear, and then for the middle one I like to make it stand out, so I put on a hijinks, and there we go. And then for the bottom portion I like to put a third layer, kind of make it stand out, and put a gameplay as the final part of our title, and then go ahead and highlight that and make it the same as the top, like the top font. So what you'll do next is actually go to new layer, or get out of that, go to new layer, make it right above your nuclear, and then go to the marquee tool, the rectangular marquee. Go ahead and highlight your nuclear to where everything is inside the bounds, right about there, and then Alt backspace and it'll fill it with color. You can actually change around your colors if you like. I'm gonna keep mine, this bright pink, and there we go. And then press Control, click on nuclear, then this little T, press the eyeball, and then click back onto your layer and press delete. And as you can see, that highlights your nuclear text and then gets rid of it, so there's like a background. You can see a little bit of the background. It's kind of a window towards it. And then right click on that square that you just made with the outline, and then press stroke. Outer glow if you guys want kind of a brighter tone to your work right here, or press drop shadow if you want it a little darker. I like this darkness to it. It kind of makes it stand out with what it's saying. So I'm going to press OK on that. So the next thing we're going to do is kind of group together all of our text. So press Control on gameplay, layer 3, well for me it's layer 3, it's the marquee layer, and then CUDA and nuclear, and then press Control G, J, E. It'll make a group 1 copy, and then click the eyeball on group 1, the original, and then just go ahead and delete that. And the next thing we're going to do is Control T with this layer, and then right click, go to perspective. Oh, we went to warp. Control T, right click, go to perspective, and then go ahead and edit this a little bit. If you drag it down, it kind of gives it this three-dimensional tone, and then if you drag it, different directions, it kind of changes what it looks like. I like how this one looks, maybe a little deeper. That looks good. So we're going to apply that, and the next thing we're going to do is actually create another new layer. This one's going to be under our group 1 copy, and then go to your brush and take off caps lock if it has this kind of weird cross right there, and then just go ahead and make it a little bit bigger. There we go. And then if you click right there, it kind of brightens up this little area to where you can still see the nuclear, but it kind of, gives a little more pizzazz, a little more emphasis on the CUDA and nuclear gameplay kind of title. So the next thing we're going to do is actually go to our zoom tool, zoom out, go to our brush tool, and then make it really about 600 pixels, and then go to a white and kind of make it like there's a light shining down on this thumbnail, shining down on this gameplay, and you should be good as far as the thumbnail goes. Now if you want to add a little bit more and you want to make it a little more stand out a little more, go ahead and up the brightness and up the contrast. That makes it look a lot nicer. And then the final thing you can do, this part's really optional, and you can change the hue and saturation by going down to this bottom circle and go to hue and saturation, and you can change it to whichever color you'd like. You can actually change it to like a completely different color, a bluish green. And then if you go to the eraser after you've changed the color, you can actually, delete some of these parts, and it makes it to where you have that two-toned color. So now I have a pink and blue kind of gameplay background. So that's pretty much it for this tutorial. Sorry, I messed up right there. So if you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see some more YouTube tutorials and more thumbnails like these two that I created, go ahead and leave a like down below and leave some comments on what you guys like to see next. I can make videos about how to install fonts, how to create different things that you might need, like banners and such. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please do leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Guys, let's just get into it. You're going to need 4 things. Actually 5 things. You're going to need a microphone, a keyboard, mouse, a capture card, a PC, and then your editing software.